The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
You are listening to the 1420 Sports Bar Podcast. 4 beer with a sports talk and a whole lot more. We are part of the Belly Up Sports Network. Listen in as Brent and Dave invite you to belly up to the bar with them to talk about everything in the world of sports, just like you would do at your favorite watering hole. It's sports, beer, and shenanigans. So belly up to the bar with us, grab a beverage, and let's get into it.
The 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, 4 beer with sports talk and a whole lot more. Episode number 406, I think I believe it is 406 in that Montana's area code, Dave.
You bet it is.
406.
406.
The show is always brought to you by SeatGeek.com, the SeatGeek app. Use promo code 1420pod at SeatGeek.com today and save yourself $20 on your first purchase over there at SeatGeek. Remember, we are part of the Belly Up Media Network. Go to bellyupsports.com for all the great sports articles and other great podcasts as well. And thank you for all those who still listen to our show. We don't put them as much as we used to. We're a little bit busy around here at 1420 World Headquarters and at Gentle Giant Delivery and baseball and all the summer and things and stuff. But we're here tonight to talk a little bit of obviously some Oilers post-mortem, have some fun and have a few laughs. And we actually saw each other face to face last night for a little bit, Dave.
It's all my fault. It is all my fault. I did venture on to the west side of Lethbridge. That fucking drive, Jesus, that's a long drive here.
No, she's about 7 minutes. Yeah,
door to door. Fuck, couldn't handle it. But nonetheless, we saw each other in a public setting. And watch some hockey. Watch some Game 7 hockey. I was excited to watch some Game 7 hockey.
Yeah, we'll get to that in half a second, obviously. But Dave, you're out there. You're outdoors. It's a great day here in Lethbridge. We're not going to talk about the weather because it's a fantastic day. You're out in the great outdoors in your backyard. You're all got a fucking button-up shirt like you're going on a luau or something tonight.
Well, it's kind of when it's all nice. I do like my Hawaiian shirts, and I wouldn't call this Hawaiian, but it's kind of Hawaiian, and I find them extremely comfortable.
It's for a clam bake, that shirt.
Yeah, it's kind of if I was going
clams
to
here in Alberta.
If I was going to the Catalina wine mixer or something like that.
What do you? You're out in your backyard. Are you drinking something different? You just going with the old Cadillac of beers.
I got the Cadillac in, but the super saturation on the way home. I left early yesterday from the establishment. And I stopped by the one right off of 6 Ave.
The Grit Grinder liquor store.
The Grit Grinder liquor store, and this is one of my favorite brands. And then so I drank one last night. I got home and I needed a beer to relax, and I thought I'd treat myself. So it's a super saturation Cabin Brewing Company, and they are out of they're out of Calgary. It's a hell of a beer. If you like the IPAs, it's a really tasty beer. So I thought I'd treat myself, drown a little bit of sorrows, and sit outside and enjoy and smoke.
Yeah, I got a Old Man River Brewing Racehorse IPA. I picked these up a couple nights ago. I tried a few, and I quite like it, so I got another 4-pack tonight over there. And I know they're quite good. Old Man River Brewing out in
Lundbrook, Alberta.
Alberta, just down the road, about an hour down the road. Very good beer. So, anyways, well, Dave, we I guess we're going to talk about tonight. It almost happened there. The Edmonton Oilers almost came out of the depths of despair from the way their season started. 0-8-1. They fired their coach, and then they ended up with Knobloch there, and he damn near. And then they ran through the first 3 rounds of playoffs. Looked like they're going to be unbeatable. They ran into a unstoppable force in the Florida Panthers. Stormed back for to win 3 in a row to force a Game 7 last night. Before we get to last night's game, obviously the Oilers lost, but it's winning 4 in a row. Like the Panthers won 3 in a row, and then Florida kicked the living hell out of them, or kicked the living hell out of them last Saturday night for an 8-1 win or 8-2, whatever it ended up being. And then the believers started coming out. You're like, well, it's hard to win 4 in a row, like I just said. And then you win 2. You're like, oh, you might be able to do something here. Then you win 3. And then we had a couple of days to sit on it, but winning 4 in a row, I don't care if you're the Columbus Blue Jackets playing the fucking Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay's probably not winning 4 in a row in the regular season. It's tough, no matter what. You'll figure it out. When you fall down 3-0, is it in survival mode? Like, because Deanne said it when it first happened, we can't lose this game, whether it's McDavid, whether it was Nugent Hopkins, who it might have been. When it got to game 4, we talked about it last week a little bit. Was it just a situation where, like, you know what, we're not getting fucking swept?
I think that was it. Like all the pressure after falling down 3-0 on home ice, after digging yourself out of that hole, after they started the season with, and then they overcame, like they benched Skinner in the Vancouver series. They overcame Evander Kane being out. Who knows? I don't know how effective he was earlier on in the playoffs, but they dug deep. The pressure was all on them not to get swept. And, it's like the impetus, the drive, the emotion in that team, we are not getting fucking embarrassed. And a sweep is embarrassing. I don't care if it's an 8-1. I don't care if it's a Stanley Cup final. Getting swept is fucking embarrassing. And then, so that's when your back is literally against the wall, and that's where they came out with that 8-1 win. And, also Florida probably took their foot off the gas, even though they didn't want to. They probably did a little bit, just like, okay, we'll wrap this up at home. We got 2 more at home. Don't worry about it. The game where Edmonton flipped the switch on Florida and the pressure was game 5. Winning that one in Florida. Now Florida is like, Jesus, fuck, we wanted that one. And now the pressure turned to Florida. Game 6, pressure, I think Edmonton's still playing loose. Game 7, now it's a draw. Now it's both teams playing a do or die game. It had been Edmonton for 3 games in a row. And then that's quite a bit of motivation. And then Florida brought that same motivation to game 7 that Edmonton did in game 4, for like, we cannot be the team to squander a 3-0 lead, especially in front of our home fans.
The thing that, like, I was talking with got away a little bit on Sunday afternoon before we went and saw an Elvis impersonator on Sunday night with my mom, but went over to Brown's social house there, and they were asking who I thought was going to win on Monday night, and I hummed and hawed, and I said, geez, you got the best player to ever play the game with McDavid in one end, but winning 4 in a row, like I said, is tough. It's tough no matter what. And then I got to think, well, you know what? So you have the McDavid factor. You can't win 4, like winning 4 in a row is tough. And then eventually Bobrovsky's going to get back to Bobrovsky. He wasn't challenged heavily last. He made a lot of big saves in the end there, but before you left the Boston Pizza last night, and it was 4 minutes left, I think, in the second period. And that puck should have been stopped by Skinner. Like, it wasn't a great shot by Reinhart, but that ended up being the TSN turning point, and that was it. And so basically what it came down to was Bobrovsky made all the hard ones and didn't let any easy ones in, and Skinner did. And Skinner wasn't bad last night, but he let in a goal, a shot that should have been stopped. And that was the difference in the Stanley Cup. I'm not blaming Skinner, because if you only score 1 goal, it's tough to win no matter what. But at the end of the day, Bobrovsky was better than Skinner in Game 7. And if you're a betting man on whatever betting site you might go to, and you get to a Game 7, and especially in hockey, always better than better goaltender. Always.
I'll blame Skinner. I don't have a problem with it. He's been the fucking Achilles heel all fucking playoffs. Like, he got benched, for fuck's sake. And, sure, he won 3 in a row, and they put out these stats of what they did in elimination games and how good he's played. He hasn't played that well. Like, you watch him play, he's just in the way. He's just in the fucking way. So all he's doing is his job. His job. And, like, you can't let in soft fucking goals. If you can't trust your goalie, you can't fucking win. And that's one of my takeaways of last night is Jesus fucking Christ, I was right. I didn't want to be right, but I was right. You can't fucking trust him when all the chips are in the middle of the table. That was an all-in game. And you let in that fucking soft ass goal. Jesus Christ, that made me mad. That made
short
me
side,
mad.
short side through the body can't go in.
Well, you know what? And I'm not a hockey coach. I never played the game competitively in my life. That's what the defenseman's supposed to do. Just like take away the pass,
the outside, don't give
push him to the outside, give the goalie a clear look, and it went right fucking through him. It went right fucking through him. Oh, that makes me that just makes me. Obviously, you can tell it works me up. Like how can you not fucking stop that fucking thing? You only had to cover a third of the net. The D-man had the other side covered.
And the size of the guy. That's what bothers me the most about it. Skinner's a big dude. He's got to be 6'6", whatever he is on skates, and he's got to weigh 230. And the size of the equipment, on and on it goes. Like that puck can't go in. I mean, it goes in how many times a year, but it can't go in at that point. And Skinner's 24 years old, and on. No excuses. That puck can't go in. That's a bad goal at a bad time.
Yeah, it's awful. And then
and the thing we talked about last night when we were at Boston Pizza there is that Florida was playing a different kind of game last night than they played the previous 3 games they lost. They said, we got to play a little heavier, we got to be a little bit bigger, and like when Edmonton was flying those 3 games that they won, like they were up and down the ice, on and on it was going. It was unbelievable what the Oilers did those 3 games that they won. And last night they kind of played, I don't want to go as far as saying it was the 1994 New Jersey Devils, or it might have been, it wasn't a clutch and grab, but they played a heavy game and pushed guys around last night, and they weren't giving anybody any space to do anything. And they played I don't want to say a perfect game, but Florida played almost a fucking perfect game to slow that whole thing down. And I think you're going to see in the coming days ahead that Draisaitl, he wasn't right. He didn't do a whole bunch in the final. He started out gangbusters the first 2 rounds. He slowed down. I think you're going to see that Draisaitl wasn't 100% right, and the way Florida really beat him up especially last night. He didn't do anything last night.
No, and it's an unfortunate. The thing that was extremely encouraging, like in this 3 in a row, it was like obviously McDavid feasted in games 5 and 6 there. 4, 5, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
There was scoring other than people than Hyman and McDavid and Draisaitl. Like, other guys were chipping in, like that Janmark with the shorty and with the goal last night.
Early goal
Good
last
for him.
Night,
yeah, that's great, and that's so encouraging. But then at the end of the day, I think some of the things that I piss and moan about the Oilers ad nauseum are the things that actually ended up them losing Game 7. Lack of depth, and then also too, so Brent and I watched the game. I went and met him in the GG over at a pub, and we watched period 1 and 2. Then after they scored the goal, after Florida scored to make it 2-1, I fuck it. I went outside, had a smoke, came back in. 5 minutes later, the period's over. I go, I'm watching this. I'm finishing at home. And then so I was walking the dog with the game in my ears when it was over. And it didn't sound. It sounded to me that Draisaitl and McDavid were just simply out of fucking gas. I got no more to give, coach. Like
that's kind of what I thought too. There's a couple of guys they leaned on those guys for 3-4 years now, right? Whatever it's been, and they just out of gas. And Florida shut them down. They were bigger bodies, and Sway was like, we don't psychoanalyze and fucking postmortem things, but it was like the worst thing for me. Like the game was over and they lost and whatever. It's my life goes on, which is. That's why everybody's life goes on. It's what was shitty was just the last night at Boston Pizza. Everybody was there to have a good time, and then and probably pubs and bars and watch parties, whatever it is, right across not only Alberta, right across Canada, and then it was just over. Like it was literally just over, and people were like, "Well, that sucks."
It was Christmas morning without any presents.
It was shitty. It's like, well, that sucked. Like it was just like there was no more fun to be had. Like everybody, like people were ready to have a good time, and then it was like, well, it's Monday night. It's 9:00. Can I get my tab, please? You know, it was over, and it was. I don't want to say sad because it is just sports, like it. But I've said this all the time, man. Like when your team loses, it's awful. It's awful, especially coming back like that. It's awful. Like when your team wins, you celebrate, and I'm not a fucking get in someone's face, man, fucking Yankees or whoever when they win. I enjoy it, but then it's, you know, you have a good time. You can next day you get a smirk on your face. But when your team loses, man, that fucking sucks. It sucks a lot.
It's so sucks, you know. Like I'm there to fucking high five. I'm not there to tell people to fuck off or anything like that. Yeah. You know, I'm there to high five. I'm there to celebrate. I'm there to have a good time, and it's unfortunate, you know. And then just when I did get home, I just walked through the house, grabbed the leash, put in my earbuds, and off the dog, and I walked I just walked to the end of the game. And I was glad I wasn't watching anymore because, like, just through the radio, I could tell, like, Florida was completely happy, icing the puck. They were like, okay,
there was no flow. Like there was that stretch right before the Florida scored their second goal, when we were sitting there, and Deanne goes, "That's the most intense hockey she's ever seen in her life," because it was back and forth, and goals were almost on both ends. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable.
Yeah. That second period was great.
And the intensity of it and the all of it. It was just, it was so awesome. And the Oilers almost scored right before Florida scored. And that's usually how hockey goes, is that you get that. If you don't capitalize on your chances, it happens a lot more in overtime. But
that puck was just sitting there, and then D-man got there.
Game 7 is overtime, like for 60 minutes. And it was awesome. There was about the 3-minute stretch second period there where both teams were just flying and just all they could possibly give. And no, it was a fun series. It was fun to, you know, coming back from 3-0 and then making it 3-3, and the Oilers fans and everything else. And it was fun seeing a guy that I know from Medicine Hat. He's an acquaintance. I wouldn't say he's a friend, but the pregame show, they were talking about how many people from Canada, from Alberta even, flew down to Florida to watch Game 7. And Devin Potvin, he found himself on TV last night, Silver Buckle owner. So it was kind of fun seeing that. Like, holy Christ, it was kind of neat. But it's you feel for the players, obviously. You feel for the fans. You feel for the parents, and it's just it's unfortunate. It is. It's just unfortunate. Like you'd almost because I talked to our accountant at work there, and he's a big Oilers. Like he don't show, old Carter don't show much emotion, but when it comes to Oilers, he's a pretty emotional guy. And he goes, "It just sucks. It just sucks," is what he said this morning.
You know, and to twist that knife, I fucking can't stand the Panthers. I don't like the players on that team. I don't like that they're being rewarded with this thing. Like it just fucking that sticks in my craw as well. Like I can't think of. If it was Calgary versus Florida, I don't know who I would cheer for. I'll be honest there. But any other team, I'd cheer for the fucking Canucks over Florida. So losing against that bunch of fucking ragtag pricks kind of pisses me off too. And that fucking Chucky, can't stand that guy saying, "Yeah, Calgary fans, I still got your back. I couldn't let Edmonton win." Like, what the fuck did you do, Chucky? Just quit it. You didn't get in the MVP. Anything. Yeah. But
let's talk about that. Old Conn McDavid, the best player ever played the game, not the greatest, but the best ever played the game. He was getting a little bit of heat last night, and then went in today about not going on the ice to accept the Conn Smythe trophy, which is the MVP of the playoffs. A little bit of heat because, you know, it's poor sport and everything else. I don't blame the fucking guy. Like, I'm telling you what, if there's, and you know what, and for anybody, for any human being, whether it be a sports reporter or a Twitter warrior or whatever the fuck, for any human being to say that they would go in front of a celebratory thing and accept a secondary prize, They're lying. They're fucking lying. It's like being invited to your ex-wife's wedding. Like, I'm not going to that. Like, fuck that. For anybody to say that McDavid's being a poor sport and a sore loser for not going on the ice to accept a secondary award, they're fucking stupid. Those people are fucking, they don't understand sports. They don't understand human fucking beings. It's a stupid comment by stupid people to say that a classy guy would have went out on the ice when the other team's celebrating a Stanley Cup championship, something I've been working for my entire fucking life, and I got to watch this. Fuck you. Fuck that. They're stupid. Stupid.
If you want to present that trophy to him, which was well earned, and he got it's only 17 voters that vote on that. It's sports writers, and it's a rotating panel that vote on it. And I saw Frank Saravelli, I follow him on the Twitter machine, and he was one of the voters, and he had McDavid as well. He published the list. He goes that you have to tell, because there was a bit of consternation a couple of years ago. And where someone won who shouldn't have, or like, who voted for that? Now your vote becomes public. Your 1, 2, 3 votes. And Saravelli published the whole list, and 16 out of 17 people voted for McDavid. So it wasn't like it was undeserved. And then also, like you
deserved. But I don't think it's his obligation as a human being.
If you want to give it to
and get a trophy that no one gives a fuck about,
and if you want to give that trophy to him, great. But do it in a room in the back or something like that. To come out and do it, especially the crowd's waiting for the cup to be presented. Like, really, you're gonna make a guy do that after just fucking letting it all hang out and playing?
Because Dave, the playoffs started 2+ months ago. They've been working their ass off, pouring their heart out for how fucking long? Came back from 3-0, and now you want me to go back on the ice after I've left the ice. I want to take my shit off. I want to get the fuck out of here because this sucks. This sucks a lot.
For you to hand me a trophy I didn't want.
That I don't care about.
I want
that one. So I got to watch these assholes celebrate it that I fucking been punching in the face for 2.5 weeks because the season's too fucking long as well. On and on it goes. And I'm getting fucking persecuted because I don't want to watch somebody celebrate.
Get fuck
off.
There you go. Fuck right off, all the way off. You know, if you got a problem with that,
fucked off.
There goes the care bus. You know, get the fuck on it and fuck your hat. Because there's no way you can't even ask someone, well, it's in the crowd. Get fucked. Poor sport. Fuck your hat. Poor sport. What's being a poor sport of not accepting a trophy that you don't want? Like so that goes on his resume when he goes into the Hall of Fame.
And those same people are saying, well, it's another trophy in McDavid's fucking trophy case, but it's still not Stanley Cup. So what do you want him to do? Like, it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. That's so stupid. You can't ask them that. And I find it somehow somewhat ironic that because you and I were talking last week, how you were crawling up Rory McIlroy's ass for not sticking around to watch Bryson DeChambeau receive the trophy. He fucked off. Same, right? Second place is the first.
Fucking Scottish people, whatever.
I think he's an Irishman, but nonetheless,
same thing. Whatever.
But you know, like that's sports. You know, second place is the first loser, and that's not the trophy he wanted. Like, put my name on it. I don't fucking care.
If it was me and I never had the chance to win a major championship like that, obviously, but and I'll admit, I was a sore loser. There's no getting around that. Like, I hated losing. I hated losing more than I liked winning.
Yeah,
I hated it, and that's why sports wasn't fun for me. I loved playing, but sports was never fun for me because I was a competitor. But if I lost that game last night, I'm off the ice, my equipment's off, and I'm fucking on the bus, and I'm mad at my fucking teammates for not being on the fucking plane right now. Let's get the fuck out of here. I don't need to hear the music in the fucking background. I don't need to hear fucking report on. Let's get the fuck out of it. Because we've been trying our entire lives to win this fucking thing, and we failed again.
And we were so fucking close. We were so fucking close.
Like,
and
2 days from now, we'll sit around, we'll have some beers, and we'll smile. But at that moment, Brent Radlinski, circa whatever 1990, whatever the fuck. Let's get the fuck out of here. Not now, right now.
And when sports teams,
I meant poor sport, I guess. But
no, I'm the same way. When shit happens, like even whether it be sports or life, or like I get bad news or something, and we come home and Kaylee's like, "Do you want to talk about it? Do you want to sit here?" I go, "No, I'm just gonna go out. I'm gonna go outside and pout for a while." I say that I'm just gonna go and pout. Yeah. And that's what I do. I just go outside and pout. I put on a podcast and then I sit and have a couple of smokes, a beer or two, and I pout. Yeah. It doesn't make me feel better, but I feel better when I'm done pouting, because then I can deal with people again, right? Because I'm going to be short with people. I'm going to say something shitty. I'm going to mope around. Just let me go and pout. You know, a 6-hour flight home is a lot of pouting. I don't know what happens on that flight, but I imagine it's pretty gas up the bird and let's get it going now. Like, because I
get out of here.
I want to be home.
We ain't going to Denny's for fucking dinner. Let's get the fuck out of here.
And that's the thing. That's a thing too. When I like listening once again to that 32 podcast, they release an episode after every game of the Stanley Cup final. Friedman was saying how with Florida, they wanted like on game 4, so it's like, holy fuck, we got to get all the family there. And then so like they had like the travel arrangements were ridiculous because there's no direct flights, and getting everybody there, and then mom and sis and baby and this and that. And then so now they had to fly all the people back to Florida, and then they lost, and they fly all those people back again. And it's like, holy fucking shit. Like that's just stuff. And then now I would imagine Edmonton brought a whole fucking shit ton of family there as well to watch us lose. And like, you know, like, do you want Uncle Ned who stepped up when and drove you to practice, and Dad who was driving 1.5 hours to get you to 6 a.m. practice in fucking Saskatchewan winters, and all these people are there, and then after they all want to give you a hug and tell you it's all right, but you know, just it's fucking let me be. I just want to pout. Thank you for coming. I love you all. We'll see you. We'll see you in a week because I gotta pout. I gotta pout.
Like you just like it's different, I guess, but you just wonder. Now that I'm 50 or 49, 50, actually, it was funny. It's just funny. It was a little soliloquy, Dave. I was sitting there with Deanne. It was last night. We were talking. She goes, "What is your birthday?" I said, "I don't give a fuck." She's coming up in August. So I don't care. She goes, "Well, you should do something for your 50th." And I went, "Oh, fuck. It is. It's going to be my 50th. So I was like, "Oh, yeah." So anyway, it's just one of those like, "Oh, Jesus." Yeah. He's like, "Oh, Jesus, I'm 50.
You're at my 50th, and that's where the seeds of the podcast came through, I think, wasn't it?
It's just funny how it all, it was, this whole thing was actually your idea, not mine. But it's just quite funny that you like 30, 40 years ago, whatever it was, I wouldn't have said what I would say now if I lost the Stanley Cup final. You know, like when you're 22, 23, 24 years old, and your mom or your girlfriend or your wife or your whoever asks you, you know, "How you doing?" "I'm okay. I'm okay.
Fine.
I'm fine. I'm fine." When you're 50 or 53, 54, whatever, and someone asks you, "I'm not fucking fine." How do you think I would fucking feel? We just lost the biggest fucking game that I might ever play in my life. Like, I don't want to talk to you. How do you think I fucking feel? It's shitty. I've never felt shittier in my fucking life. I can't imagine something hurting this much at this moment. Don't talk to me.
Fucking close.
We were a fucking tip shot away, or we were this away. If I would have done this, how do you
lucky
think
bounce, a post, yeah.
They hit a goal post second period. It could have been 2-1 away.
Yeah.
Like, how do you think I fucking feel? Why would you ask me that, you stupid fuck?
I don't think anyone asked that question after that game. It's just like, I'm so sorry. You want a hug? No.
No, I don't want a hug. I want you to go that way. I'm going to go that way. We'll talk on Tuesday.
I'll see you in Edmonton. I'll see you in Edmonton.
Yeah, I'm getting on the plane. I'm gonna go sulk. I'm gonna grab a fucking 6-pack of beer, put it on my seat, and I'm gonna fucking drink, and I'm gonna fall asleep.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's all there is. And it's just like, fuck, everybody's going to have their headphones up. You're just thinking about this. You're going to think about that play. You're going to think about that one puck bounce. You're going to think about seeing that puck fucking dribbling on its side. And the Florida D-man got to it before anyone else. Like, it's
Bobrovsky made a fuck mistake late in the third that could have tied it up, and just didn't happen. I mean, it's shitty. It's shit. And it was like when we left, like, it was, like I said, like the place just emptied out. It was full. And then it was over. And it was
well,
shitty.
my seat was open.
Like it was just over. And you're like, it's over. And even if you win, and that's the one thing being, you can't, and we talk about this a lot. For the 4 years, we've been doing 3.5 years, whatever it's been, almost 4 now. It's sports. Like, take it to heart, enjoy it, hate it, laugh about it, swear at it. But at the end of the day, it's entertainment. And in the last 3 weeks or whatever it's been, the last 2.5 months has been entertaining. And it's just too bad.
Yep, the X got me back in there, right? Like, I wasn't. I am glad we're divorced. I did take it. I didn't take it too hard, but I did sulk and pout a little bit. But I got over it pretty quick. I wasn't as heartbroken. What I was more heartbroken about was not being able to celebrate with you and the producer and strangers. There's nothing better than running around and high-fiving
and just all of it.
There was that bar was packed, and there was one Florida fan. We heard him obviously.
Oh, he was insufferable. I want to fuck if I weighed about 60 pounds more and had any muscle in my frame, I would have jumped across the table and stroked that prick.
That's the last word I hear out of you.
Yeah,
but nonetheless, it was.
Somebody in the bathroom between the second and third period was fucking. Said, yeah, fuck, there's that guy. He's my buddy. He's a fucking Panthers fan. I said, he's not a Panthers fan. He's a fucking loser, I said. Nobody's a Panthers fan, I said.
No one from this neck of the woods, unless their kid or nephew plays for the fucking Panthers. That's the only way. That's the only way. And I was almost as saddened more by the lack of celebration. I wanted to celebrate. Because it's a rarity. Like you and I, this is the only team that we share a rooting interest on. Like you don't give a shit about NFL. I don't really care for USC football. I'm a Michigan man. Baseball, I actively cheer against the Yankees and Bo Sox every time. And neither of us could give a flying fuck who wins in the NBA. So
no, I did.
Yeah.
Like I was jacked. Like when the Celtics beat the Mavericks. I tell you what, there was fucking. We were swinging from the chandeliers here at Squamish.
Oh, let the bells ring and the banners fly.
Jesus Christ! I didn't even know who they were fucking playing, Dave. Honest to God, I had no idea who the Celtics were playing.
Dallas.
I saw on the ticker Dallas. Celtics win championship number whatever.
To tie the Lakers, yeah.
And I said at the end, we were having coffee in the morning. I said, who'd they play? She goes, I don't fucking know. She goes, isn't that kind of your job to know that? I don't fucking know.
That's not our job. It's our job to shit on.
No, it's our thing, right? It's our thing.
Yeah. It's not all sports. It's sports that we want to talk about, not what the world wants to talk about.
So moving forward with the Oilers, we'll call her a segment here in a bit, but moving forward, if not now, then when?
I don't know. Like,
it's hard.
They're in a pickle. They're paying Nurse that money for 6 more years. Bouchard deserves a raise. I know there's a couple players on there that they got to make choices of. Corey Perry says he wants to come back, but I don't know. I'm not in the locker room with that old fuck. I don't know how good he scored he was the recipient of one of the best assists you're ever going to see in hockey. And you know, they got to deal with Soupy Campbell's contract. They're still carrying that fucker.
Well, they have to figure out what they're doing with Draisaitl.
And Draisaitl, it's his fucker walk here. And then, so like just on that now, like we talked about it yesterday. July 1st is Monday. Mm-hmm. So in 6 days, they got to offer guys contracts or say like, shake your hand and best of luck on the free agent market. Yeah. What's going to happen there? Who knows? And then like, so now like, let's say you are Bouchard, and I think he's he's a restricted free agent on July 1st. So in 6 days, like what? And so, which means that the club kind of has control over him, but he can entertain offers and blah, blah, blah. What do you do if you're Bouchard's agent? Like, is like a Draisaitl, what are you doing? Like, so I'm not fucking committing for 8 years to this franchise if I don't know what Connor and Draisaitl are doing.
Well, here I was, after we were just about to leave last night, and some fan, another Oilers guy, we're talking about what Draisaitl does. And he said, he'll never leave Edmonton. I said, never's a long time, man. Never's a long time. I said, they didn't do it this year, and they're everybody's getting older. It ain't getting easier, right? So does he go to different pastures and try to win one, or does he go to different pastures because of money? Because it ain't easy, and this is the first time they got there, and they probably should have got swept. So how good are they? Like with their
or with better goaltending, they win it in 6. Right?
So but one of those things, and he goes, "There's no way that Draisaitl leaves." I said, "Well, I said I don't think he does, but I said, but if somebody comes across to him with, a 15 on the end of on a contract, he's got to think about it a little bit."
And then how did him and Connor share it? Like that's a hard conversation.
They're friends, right? And things and stuff, and their wives are friends and things and stuff. But if somebody offers you 15 sheets a year, you got to consider it.
You got to definitely take a look, and
because then the shithead. I shouldn't say that. I said then the guy said, "Well, he's already comfortable. He's already comfortable for life." I said, "Would you say no? You're making 8.5 this year. Would you say no to $15 million a year for 8 years?" I said, take the rest of it out of it. This guy, I don't know who he is. Probably never see him again. I said, if somebody offered you $15 million a year, would you say no? Well, I said, it's not different. It's not different. It's the same fucking conversation.
It's the same conversation. And then and it's not just about me. Like, what are you doing next year, Connor? Because it's almost unfair. It's almost unfair to Draisaitl because he has to sign first. He has to make up his mind first. They can't even talk to Connor McDavid until this time next year. So what do you do with? Like, are you staying? He goes, I don't fucking know, man. I really want to win so bad, but it's gonna take. It's winning is fucking hard, and it's almost unfair that. Well, and Edmonton doesn't even have a fucking GM as of Monday, right? Ken Holland's gone. He's not signed, and they don't have a replacement GM in place. So I don't know what they fucking do. They got a lot of decisions to make because when you're this close, it's not about wholesale changes. It's about tweaking. It's about taking care of what needs to get taken care of. And McDavid and Draisaitl and Bouchard have to get taken care of. You got to find a way to fucking get Nurse. Like I get it. He's serviceable, but he's not $8 million a year good.
9.
He's 9. Like, yeah. So he's a $4 million player. So what do you do? What the fuck do you do? Like, we got all this money tied up. Connor Brown isn't the answer. Sure, he had a decent playoff, but he sucked. He was fucking terrible this year. What do you do with these players? You need a second line. You need a more stable consistent second line,
Like,
and they didn't have that.
Vegas beat Florida last year, so Florida got back twice, right?
Yeah,
back-to-back years. Who did like Nashville was in the finals against Vegas? No, a few years back.
Nashville lost to Tampa. No,
Tampa. It doesn't matter. Going to the finals in all sports, going to the finals one year does not guarantee you success next year. It's hard, and man, oh man, like I don't know. Like
Vegas won the Cup last year, and they were out in the first round.
Yeah.
Colorado won the Cup 2 years ago. They were out in the second round. Like, so what do you do? Like, and what was different about that Vegas team? That Vegas team wasn't different at all. That was pretty much the exact same fucking team that won the Cup.
I tell you what, man. Like, yeah, you want to win. Your legacy's winning, but I tell you what. If somebody offers you $150 million, it's $150 million.
Take it.
Right.
Take it. Like, well, it's 150, but like, that we can also make the argument that the Oilers were so fucking close. They were so fucking close. They got out goalied in games 1 and 2.
But if they get out goalied next year in round 1,
right?
Then what?
It might happen because like they beat Vancouver, and that was their third string goalie. That Thatcher Demko. If he's completely healthy, maybe they don't get by fucking Vancouver.
Out the second round.
They're out in the second round.
So how close are they?
Yeah. And Stewart laid a fucking egg against. Yeah.
That's the best point you made. The best point you made in weeks.
Well, I try.
If Demko's around, Vancouver probably beats them. So how close are you?
Yeah. How close are you? And and the goalie is obviously just fucking witchcraft. You don't. It's clear. Like Bobrovsky's a $10 million goalie, and I'm sure the San Francisco. I don't know why I said that. I'm sure that the Florida staff has like, why the fuck did we sign him to $10 million? He earned his bacon last year, and there you go. And now you got the chalice. And you see that thing. The promo video. I was a little disheartened to watch the pump video from Hockey Night in Canada there last night. It wasn't as good as the Dream On one. The pregame montage.
Not great. No, it wasn't.
It wasn't that great, but nonetheless, when they show pictures of guys drinking beer out of the fucking Stanley Cup, it almost brings a tear to my eye how good that beer must taste.
Brian Trottier, that one of Trottier when he soaks it in.
Yeah.
Man,
I would put
it's not sport, because I think that the Memorial Cups, because you got to win that, but the Stanley Cup out of the Big Four, it's the hardest one to win, man. It ain't close. It's not close. I completely agree. And then also too, the tradition in the presentation of said Stanley Cup, before when the game is over, after every series is over, the players line up and shake hands like we did when we were kids. That's a great tradition. Yeah.
B, the cup is presented to the captain, and the captain decides who gets it next. And the players, and the owner doesn't show up until way, way, way later. The owner's name is mentioned, which is fine. But the trophy is given to the players, and the players decide who gets it next. And that's a wonderful tradition. It's so awesome. One thing I don't like that's been the last 10 years, they've done it a little bit, is the players kind of stand there waiting for their turn to get it, right? If I got that thing, I'm skating for 2 fucking minutes. I'm around and around the fucking arena. Oh, and you're not getting out of my hands. Like, I'm fucking wiggling my dick at people like fucking Denny Charles boy from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. Like, you're getting it last then. Like, fuck, don't. I'm going. And then, and how they get a little minuscule skate. Like minuscule. Yeah, they don't even do a good lap. No, they don't do a lap. They go to the end, back, and whatever. Yeah.
that 38-pound trophy. Apparently, it weighs about 2 ounces after you've won it. I'm doing a lap, and I want my buddies, my teammates, to be around me to do it and pass it around that way. I don't want to just stand in line. I guess I'm next.
Well, what are you supposed to like? It's a thing, and don't
be better.
It's pretty fucking good. It's pretty cool.
No, it's good, but be better. Circle the wagons, man. Fucking against the glass, showing that you got the thing in your hands.
You got nowhere to go. You're partying. You are.
And no one's leaving.
And no one's leaving. Well, like, who cares? Leave. Beat the fucking traffic. We're gonna be here with this goddamn trophy, and we're gonna carry it. And then ours are tired.
My celebration. I do my lap with the fucking cup. I go and get a fucking 48 pack of fucking Miller Lights or whatever the fuck. Sit on the net and watch my buddies and people fucking come by, grab a beer and hang out and have a good time. I'm doing it up, man. Like no holds barred. None.
Tip the net down, face down, and just like kind of use it as a hammock.
Whatever.
Put the beer on one side of that bar.
Anything.
That would be kind of cool. Kind of like the New York Mets did in '86, where they were drinking champagne on the mound as a pitching staff there.
Yeah, the baseline was a fucking line of cocaine, for fuck's sake, for the Mets. But yeah,
well, whatever. Just do your thing.
I'm doing it up, man. You might not ever get a chance again.
You don't know, right? Ask Ovechkin. He got his one, and he hasn't even been fucking close since. And
he had a good time after he won.
He did have a good time. The one, and then the speeches afterwards. I didn't watch any. I didn't turn on the after I left Boston Pizza. I didn't watch a thing. But then I did get on the Twitter machine and saw some clips and stuff like that. I didn't know. I fucking tipped my hat to old Paul Maurice. That was so class. He had so much class. Paul Maurice thanked like his moms and dads and stuff like that, because he got turf. The turf or walk away from the Jets.
He got turf.
And then he was like, I'm done. But then Florida came for him, and then they gave him an offer he couldn't refuse and came back. And he said, like, I've never been so happy and all this stuff. I've hugged a whole bunch of sweaty guys. I'm going to hug sweaty guys all night, and I'm going to love every single fucking second of it. And then he asked another question, and then it ends. He goes, so like, and what do you take away from this? He goes, this is just the best night of my life. And say this, I just pray to God it's Winnipeg next year.
Oh, that's nice.
That is nice.
That's nice. And that's how much that stupid trophy means to people, right?
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like, I know the Super Bowl means a lot to a lot of people down in the States, like not there and everything else. It's just, but man, that trophy up here, man, that thing, like, when they call it the Holy Grail, it's actually the Holy fucking Grail, and there's no getting around it. It's
a piece of our history, of Canadian history.
Yeah, people see that thing and they cry, and they there's the names are all on it, and it's the only one with the names are all on it, right? It's the one where they get rid of rings once it happens, but. Man, oh man, you look at that thing, and they were showing some last night. There's names on there that are just like, geez, I forgot the guy even played. You know, it's neat. Like, and when you win one, and I think we're a little biased, but like, football teams have fucking 70 guys that don't really even play. Baseball teams have fucking 30 pitchers. Basketball teams, they have their 8 guys and the Larry O'Brien trophy and everything else. But man, you get your name on the Stanley Cup, you're a legend in Canada.
Because it's one trophy. You hand it back.
Trophy.
It's the same fucking trophy. You get a replica to display, and that's it. You don't keep that trophy. We're lending it to you.
Yeah.
For a year. And then now, like, when I don't know when they give it back, but you got to give it back.
Each guy gets it for a day in the summer, right?
Yeah.
And like, you're the legend for a summer. You win a cup.
The best.
You're legend forever. You win a cup. That's your forever.
Best trophy on the planet, and it was so close. It was so close to coming back. to Edmonton, but it didn't. And I wish I still have those 5 with the X, and so I'm not glad the X. I'm not glad the X didn't win, because I would have looked from the other side of the fence with a lot of pride and happiness.
Here's 2 things, Dave. If the Oilers take another 18 years to fucking get back to finals, I hope we're still not doing this.
Fuck no. I'll watch game. I'll watch
podcasts is what I'm saying.
That's, I know, unless we're doing it in a fucking TV studio as 2 grumpy old men, but nonetheless,
getting paid 3 sheets a year.
I can't imagine wanting to see 2 guys in their mid to late 60s shaking their hands at clouds all the time.
It might be funny. Actually, it might be funny.
Yeah, probably have a little bit more medication and maybe,
we might do it earlier in the day.
Yeah, exactly. Right, because it's fucking bedtime.
We do this at 2 p.m. We're semi-retired. Yeah,
18 years. I'm fucking 72. Fucking
Jesus Christ.
20 to 9. I'll be fucking ready for bed.
Oh yeah, but up at 4 a.m. for breakfast.
Let me get my good teeth. I don't have my talking teeth in.
That's too bad. It's too bad. It is.
I was
Life goes on, but it's just too bad.
Yeah. I was disappointed. Didn't put my fist through a wall or anything. When the game was over, I was walking my dog. So maybe I'm getting a little more mature in my days too.
It's the 1420 Sports Bar Podcast. 4 beer, sports talk, and a whole lot more. This segment was brought to you by SeatGeek.com, the SeatGeek app. Use promo code 1420pod over there at SeatGeek.com today and save yourself $20 on your first purchase. Yeah.
That's it.
Another hockey season.
All right. It's over. Well, we'll see you guys next year, and I just hope fucking Skinner gets those holes in his equipment fucking fixed. God, that's disappointing.
Tough goal.
Bad one to lose on, but he has a lot of time to think about that one.
I couldn't imagine.
So, anyways, good season.
Righteous Felon Craft Jerky is the official jerky of Belly Up Sports. For over a decade, Righteous Felon Craft Jerky has led the American meat snack revolution by concocting delicious, adventurous, U.S.-sourced jerky recipes for uncompromising carnivores across the country. With 15 different flavors to choose from, Righteous Felon has all jerky lovers covered, and by using promo code BELLYUP, you will get 15% off your purchase at righteousfelon.com. Do your taste buds a favor today and rip into a bag of Righteous Felon Jerky.
Thank you very much to Righteous Felon Jerky at righteousfelon.com for sponsoring the 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, plus Belly Up Sports for everything they do. The greatest jerky in the land. 4th of July coming up down the United States of America. Get some Righteous Felon Jerky to watch the fireworks. You're a bigger fireworks guy than I am, Dave.
I love fireworks. There's no such thing as bad fireworks.
You put, like, I don't like setting them off. You're more of a set off, set up kind of guy. But I like sitting on a chair watching some fireworks. I really do. Put a cooler of beer in my belly or down on my toes. Put some fireworks on. Throw some Righteous Felon Jerky in my yap. Why not? That's a good time, man.
That's a great night. Where we are right here, Canada Day is coming up. That's what we call it, July 1st here. A couple days before our American neighbors. The park where it's right by Spitz Stadium. Exactly. It's a 5-minute walk from my house. We go there. We walk there with a couple blankets, bring a mini cooler of beer and a fucking. I've never done it with Righteous Felon. Normally it's just with some snacks and potato chips or spits. Sit on a blanket, fucking right in the middle of Henderson Golf Course because it's at 10:30 at night. Watch the fireworks, walk home. It's a great night. I can make time for fireworks at any time.
Should find your way to Spitz Stadium and get you onto the pitcher's mound, the Spitz after the game. Like I know a guy.
Okay. I'll make some calls. Hopefully, maybe the wife and son are going to Cranbrook, BC for a Canada Day baseball tournament. So they're going to be playing on Monday. I'm going to keep hold down the fort with the dog here. So I don't know what, like, is there a Saturday game as well, or just a doubleheader on Sunday?
We play. When I say we, I mean the guys. Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Monday.
Why no Sunday game? That's on the road?
Because even the good Lord need a rest, Dave.
Fuck. What am I supposed to do? Anyways, I'll figure it out. Don't you worry about me. I'll be in touch, and then maybe I can, if the kid and wife get home from Cranbrook in time, I'll drag them along. I'm not going to be sitting on the pitcher's mound as they come home. It's a late. I would feel bad about it.
It's 10:30 at night. They'll be back.
You're right. They'll be back. We'll make some calls. Well, and actually, if we're going to be there, we'll just ride our bikes over there. And I got a good lock too, because that's a bad neighborhood.
I'll get you a limo. Anyways, Dave, it's been a while since we've done this. The schedule's been a bit wonky. We're trying to get back into things. The music segment's kind of one of my favorites. You give me a would you rather, what song's this, what song's that, and I always have a lot of fun with it. What do you got tonight on this Tuesday evening in the summertime? Man, it's end of June already.
Jesus. Yeah, just 2 days ago, it was the longest day of the year, more sunlight than any day of the year. So the summer solstice, I believe they call it.
It's over. It's fucking winter again.
And now the days are getting shorter. It's too bad. I don't know if you're able to take a screenshot. It's 9 o'clock. It's 10 after 9 at night, and it's light. The sun's still probably about 40 minutes away from setting. Nonetheless, back to the point. There's a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction going on pretty quick. And I'm gonna tell you who got inducted, and then I got two of the artists that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
So Mary J. Blige. I wouldn't know a fucking thing what she sings.
No.
Cher. I know a couple songs. Dave Matthews Band is going in, which I'm a super fan of. But
so you have too much bias. You can't vote.
I'm not going to talk about it. Foreigner is going in, which has been around like 20 years longer than Dave Matthews Band. We'll come back to them. Peter Frampton is going in, which I only know one or two, but I understand. Kool and the Gang is going in. Ozzy Osbourne is going in, and A Tribe Called Quest. So that's who's going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The two bands I want to talk about are Foreigner and Kool and the Gang. So let's talk about their catalogs. Foreigner is right in your wheelhouse. I knew a couple songs.
Ballads, rock, get down.
Just fucking shit. God, they have a lot of shit. And then so much. And then also Kool and the Gang. Ozzy, I think, is ridiculously overrated. I get the Sabbath people and everything like that. Ozzy Osbourne for me is Crazy Train, and then everything else can fuck off. Everything else.
Yeah. There's a couple. I'm with you.
Yeah. So we're not going to talk about them. So Foreigner. I looked up their catalog a little bit.
They got 30 great songs.
I know that song. I think between Foreigner and Kool and the Gang, I think Kool and the Gang has the best song, and that's Celebration.
Yeah.
I always like that song. I've heard more than any other Foreigner thing, like when a team wins. So I think Celebration is the clear winner of the single best song. But now, what would you
Cool and the Gang kind of sold out, like, with songs like Cherish and that, but they also have Get Down on it, Ladies Night. They have some really good tunes. But in my opinion, the greater catalog is Foreigner. So I'm gonna let you go with Foreigner. Like, you got your ballads. I Want to Know What Love Is.
Yeah.
Waiting for a Girl Like You, and Feels Like the First Time. But to me, the ones that hit a little bit harder for me for Foreigner, even though they might not have been more commercially successful, Jukebox Hero is
great
fucking
song.
Cold as Ice.
Wicked song.
And Urgent. They got a fucking catalog. So I'm gonna let you go from those three songs, or if there's one that you remember that I am missing. I think Foreigner, like, their catalog is ridiculous how good it is.
You hit the nail on the head, Dave. Celebration is a rock anthem when a team wins. Like the Oakland A's use that as their victory song there to the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum, whatever it's called this week. They're leaving there this year, I think. No one's really figured that whole thing out, but that's obviously that's an iconic song, and the Cool and the Gang has some other good ones as well. Cherish, as you said, was not a very good one, but then you go to Foreigner. Yes, you're 100% right. That's that the one song 1v1, it's tough to go over top of Celebration. And that might be a sports fan's thinking, but if you're a non-sports fan, then disco wasn't the biggest thing for some guys with long hairs back in the 70s. Jukebox Hero and the rest of it is, Foreigner is, but you also had the ballad of Night Foreigner, I Want to Know What Love Is, which was a good song in the time. I believe in 1984 when that first came out. Listen to that one on Rick D's Weekly Top 40, and Hand on Chin Neck at a Kidstown Dances and the whole bit with I Want to Know What Love Is, when you don't know what love is when you're 10 years old, but you thought you did. But the thing is with Foreigner, I think Foreigner really, really is highly. They're going to the Hall of Fame probably 20 years too late because the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is kind of a joke. But Foreigner is a highly underrated band. That arena rock back in the late 70s, early 80s, you can't beat that shit, man. Like it.
No.
Once you play it, when you hear it on the radio and you're driving down the street in your Subaru or in my fucking Honda or whatever it might be, it's not as good. But when you can jam it and fucking play it loud, that arena rock is something to behold.
I 100% agree.
You can't beat that. And Foreigner has a great catalog. And the thing, they fell into a spot back, those arena rock bands like Boston and Foreigner and Asia and Triumph and everything else. They fell into a spot where they weren't easy on the eyes for the rock for rock people back in, like, they're gnarly white dudes. I mean, that's like,
and then they also started and were making their bones just on the radio, and then MTV came around, right? Like, so how did we even know what anybody else looked like?
So then all of a sudden you had Poison and Motley Crue and Kiss and it goes. And
yeah.
So and then the pop rock. So those arena rock bands in the late 70s, early 80s, they got lost in the shuffle a little bit because they weren't, like I said earlier, they weren't easy on the eyes. So I'm going to say that, and I don't think it's close. As great of a song that Celebration is, and you like hearing your team wins, you're walking out of the football stadium, the baseball stadium, whatever it might be.
Yeah, no one plays Celebration when people are unhappy. Right?
No,
so
New Year's Eve they play the second song after fucking Old Lang Syne, whatever it might be, whatever. But I don't think that a band like Foreigner and like Boston and on, they don't get nearly enough credit for how great they are, man. Like, not nearly enough. To me, Foreigner, hands down, This ain't close. It's not debatable. Yeah, 1v1. You got you got Cool and the Gang sing a celebration, but overall, Foreigner in a landslide, man. Landslide.
And so what song out of Foreigner would you want our good buddy Jimmy Valentine
to
swoop around?
I'm not a big jukebox hero sounds guy because it kind of slows down a bit too much for me. It doesn't keep up the groove. It doesn't make any sense. Like
I hear you.
It doesn't keep the groove up. Oh, Jesus.
Dirty White Boys on there. I don't want, but they are a power ballad guy, and I know that is you. Like Hot Blooded.
I like Hot Blooded a lot.
Hot Blood is probably of their past songs. I think Hot Blooded is good. You know, and the ballad is like the cross. Like feels like the first time was pretty solid. It's not a power ballad, is it? It ain't no. It's not. No, I want to know what love is. That's your power ballad.
Yeah. That's Hand on Chin Necking. Great.
That is
Floor. Yeah.
But
that's Hand on Chin Necking.
That's the Proctor coming by a little more space, kids. So I need to see a little bit more space between you guys because there's hands on asses on that one.
Hot Blooded. Check and see. I got a fever of 100. Come on, baby. Can do more than that. I'm hot blooded. Oh yeah. That's the one. I'm gonna play that loud tomorrow at the stadium. I'm gonna fucking blast that thing, man.
Just go just do a theme at Spit Stadium. Their Rock and Roll Hall of Fame night, and it's Foreigner, and then you can and hopefully you can play Celebration. I have zero idea. And then you can play some Crazy Train for Ozzy. And, and even though Dave Matthews Band is my thing, it's not everybody's jam. So
I like Dave, but I like him a lot, but it's just,
yeah, it's more.
I run a little hotter than you do, Dave. I got to keep going.
You like to keep the engine in the red.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
whereas I like to put it on cruise control, like 55, and just take.
I can't drive 55. Send me.
But the Oilers last night, they want to know what love is, and they didn't get it. So
no, they didn't.
What do you do
when you get home? So I'm assuming there was a wife's flight. They got back at fucking 8 a.m. this morning. What are you doing?
Well, like before that, like everybody got a hotel room and they got suites and shit like that. And so do you sit in the
No, man, they fly home last night.
I don't think so. I am.
So. If I'm in charge of fucking Oilers Central, if I'm Connor McDavid, I said take me home. I don't want to eat.
Okay, what do you do if you're day? You just like get him and Pickard and so, like you just like get me an Uber and find me a dive bar. Let's fucking get into it. No one's gonna recognize you. That's a good thing about losing in a southern.
You know what? That's a good
market.
Maybe we'll talk about it on Thursday, but that's a good point. When you lose a final, this is a good Thursday. I'll put up on the thing tomorrow if I'll find some time. When you lose a final, what are you doing?
You hanging with the team and sulking? Or
I got my own cash. The bird's going that way. I'm going that way. The next team function, tell me when it is. I will be there. But I don't want to fucking.
Do you think there's rules about you have to get on the charter with everybody else? Or is it just
guaranteed?
Yeah. So but what if you say I'll find my own way home? Don't worry about it.
My mom's dead.
Well, it's on your dime. I don't fucking care.
All right. Tell me when the next team function is. I do not want to see another person. I'm going to end up at fucking Billy Jobs' fucking barbecue house tonight.
At some kind of crab shack.
That no one knows who I am.
In Kissimmee, Florida.
And no one's going to ask me who I am or what I'm doing or why I'm wearing a suit.
No, well, fuck, you're losing the jacket and you're untucked and you got a pair of flip-flops, right?
No,
you're in Florida.
I'm still wearing the suit. Sans tie though. Because here it is.
I wish you would have thought of this earlier, but go ahead.
Because here it is. At 1 a.m, after I fucking got over my fucking thumb sucking, I still want to eventually, talk to somebody.
About something. I just forget about the game.
So I want someone to go, eventually you still want to, because you're still semi-famous, right? And you still want to be like, I just lost the Stanley Cup final and no one's talking to me. This kind of shitty. Like you still want to be recognized.
But I completely disagree. No, I completely disagree. I want to go to the Dewdrop Inn and fuck where they got fucking cherry bombs and karaoke, and I can see Fat Sally and her crocodile boyfriend singing karaoke, and I can get a laugh out of Florida man, and it's some kind of dive bar, and then realize maybe I don't have it so bad.
That's a good point, Dave. That's a good point.
And then just take some joy out of life and seeing other people have fun. It's a Monday night and I'm in fucking Sunrise, Florida.
I'm playing a game that I love and we lost, but you know what? The grass is always greener and the sun will always shine and everything else. I mean, it sucks, but big picture, like fuck.
And I'm not singing Islands in the Stream with some toothless bastard. Driving my 1978 El Camino.
Islands in the Stream.
On a Monday night. You guys watch the game tonight? What game?
What game?
I'm at the right place.
Good. So I'm going to hear about it.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. What would you do
when you lose? What do you do?
What do you do?
That'll be fun. Anyways, the 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, 4 Beer Sports, talking a whole lot more. Righteous Fellow and SeatGeek, all in all, on Belly Up Sports. Thank you very much for making us part of your network. We appreciate everything that's going on. Thursday, I'm off. You're off. We're good.
We're good. Maybe we can do a face-to-face. We were going to do it last night, but 2 tenths. It was
too
just
busy. 2 tenths.
It was 2 tenths. The ice was too thin. For the fucking heavy hitters like we are, you need thick ice.
Yeah, people don't want to listen to us. Or they don't want to watch us talk. They want to listen to us. They want to watch us talk.
Maybe we got to go down to Sunrise and find that bar.
There was a spot in Hollywood that me and my brother used to go to. He used to go down there every year for USD games. And holy fuck, man. Like, it was gritty. Like, gritty. Like, just, like, what? Like, the door opened, they saw us. And they're like, what are these two fucking... And it wasn't black, white. It was just like, it was gritty. And we were construction guys, right? But it was like, oh.
But you guys are clean and pretty. You were on vacation.
Yeah, so if we went in after work, they'd be like, hey, guys. But we went in and, oh, my. Yeah, I never seen, I can't remember the name of the place. It was just right across the street from the Highlands, yeah. But it was something.
Yeah, I know those bars. I've been to a couple in Portland and Seattle where it's just like, woo, fuck, it's 2 p.m. I'll be safe. Yeah. And I walked out. Wouldn't want to be there at 2 a.m.
That's what me and Mike did. Holy fuck.
Anyways,
the 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, 4 Beer Sports, talking a whole lot more. Take care of each other. More importantly, take care of yourself. Because we need you around. Keep your stick on the ice. And what else, Dave?
No swinging at high pitches, Jimmy.
Hot-blooded Jimmy.
Hot-blooded.
Check and see. I got a fever of
103.
Come on, baby. Do more than that. Hot-blooded. Yeah, that was a dime in the jukebox, that one.
You bet. Congratulations, foreigner, on making it into the rock and roll.
30 years overdue.
30 years overdue. Brent was listening and tapping his toe to you when he was in goddamn diapers.
Yeah,
About fucking time. About fucking time, foreigner.
Day after I was out of diapers, out of the hospital.
Good for you, foreigner. Abbreviated. We'll see you in 2 days, Brent. And let's talk about it. I'm going to think about this. I got some time to think about what I would do if I was an Edmonton Oiler. If I was Jay Harney, where do you go if you're Evander Kane? Well, just think about it. Just think about those things.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Like, I'll pick a team. I'll pick a Yankee team when they lost, and I'll pick a Yankee team when they won. You pick a Broncos team when they lost, or pick a Broncos team when they won. And what you would want to do, or just whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And how you would do it.
Okay.
Like how you would have a fit either way.
One last. What you doing?
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I think it will. I got some ideas already. What you doing? We got content. Because, we're in the dog days now. All we got to talk about is that best team in baseball. Best team in the fucking major leagues. Jesus Christ, those Yankees are good.
We were laughing.
They're getting Garrett Cole back.
Deanne, she says, because I used to watch 157 until I took this stupid fucking job on. I haven't watched a game this year. Or maybe two. She goes, maybe keep that up. I said, all right. She goes, then we'll go in October. I said, if they keep this up, I'm not going in fucking October.
And jinx it for him.
No, I ain't going.
All that time you're saving just
all that time and money I'm saving, yeah, to watch my team to not watch my team win.
Yeah, I kind of know what you're saying because I got a little bit invested again, and look what happens to me.
1420 Sports Bar Podcast, 4 Beer Sports Talk, and a whole lot more. Have a good night, folks. We'll talk to you in 2 nights. There it is.
We're going to talk to you soon. Have a great night, everybody. And see you next year, Oilers. What are you doing tonight? Nursing a hangover, I hope.
McDavid's skating already, training for next year.
I don't doubt that. Fucking nerd.
Get over it.
Get pissed. Yeah.